When asked about the existence of extraterrestrial visitors, former President Barack Obama provided a lawyerly confirmation. While admitting they exist, he clarified that he was never personally shown physical evidence. High-level intelligence on the subject reaches the executive branch through senior presidential advisors like John Podesta. Yet, even when presidents like Bill Clinton make direct inquiries through their CIA directors, they are systematically locked out of the physical facilities where the evidence is stored. This gap in the chain of command is not accidental. The late 1950s marked a turning point where Dwight D. Eisenhower was pushed aside, and democratic oversight of these projects was officially severed. In place of the elected executive, control was seized by a rogue parallel shadow government known as the Legacy Program. Operating with untraceable black budget funding, this military-industrial faction conducts retrieval operations and high-tech strikes without constitutional accountability. By isolating the commander-in-chief from the truth, this unaccountable group maintains a dangerous vacuum at the top of the military hierarchy, allowing them to manage all extraterrestrial operations in total secrecy. To sustain these off-the-books programs, the shadow government manipulates sitting leaders to authorize massive defense initiatives. In the 1980s, advisors convinced President Ronald Reagan of a fabricated interstellar threat. This was used to secure authorization for the multi-billion-dollar Strategic Defense Initiative, or SDI, often referred to as the Star Wars program. Those billions were funneled into a black budget used to develop weapon systems on National Reconnaissance Office, or NRO, satellites. The NRO is the U.S. government agency responsible for designing and operating intelligence satellites. This redirection of taxpayer funds transformed a supposed atmospheric defense program into a quiet, unprovoked offensive campaign against visitors who had shown no hostility. Advanced extraterrestrial craft are not standard machines. They are seamlessly integrated with the consciousness of their operators. The technology and the pilot's mind function as a single unified system, where the ship acts as a direct extension of the pilot's awareness. To counter this, the rogue military utilizes P3 operators, humans trained in psionics or direct mental warfare. These operators are trained to mentally hijack the craft's interface, projecting a disruptive frequency to sever the thought link between the pilot and the ship. Severing this mental connection forces the craft to materialize in standard three-dimensional airspace. Once exposed, the vehicle is struck by electromagnetic pulse or scalar weapons. A scalar weapon is a high-tech energy device that utilizes longitudinal waves to strike targets with extreme precision. The downed craft are then transported to hidden, specialized facilities. Locations like Oklahoma's Fort Sill house massive retrieval assets within specialized hangars built specifically to keep the technology shielded and hidden from the public eye. The secrecy surrounding these facilities is absolute. Major General William Neal McCaslin, former commander of the Air Force Research Laboratory, managed these black projects and the reverse engineering of non-human technology. McCaslin vanished shortly after the White House indicated it would release all UFO files. This shadow infrastructure is maintained through both high-tech offensive strikes and the silencing of its own gatekeepers. The disappearance of high-level personnel coinciding with transparency efforts underscores the lengths this group will go to preserve their control over the retrieved technology. The shadow government's endgame for public disclosure involves utilizing their hoarded technology to stage a manufactured, terrifying alien invasion scenario. By presenting visitors as a hostile threat, the cabal plans to use public fear as a tool to permanently secure endless, massive defense funding. A peaceful alternative has emerged through the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, or CE5, protocol. CE5 is a grassroots movement that bypasses government channels to make direct contact through the elevation of human awareness. This process uses meditation and mental discipline to reach what proponents call the morphogenic field effect. A morphogenic field effect is a collective resonance where the consciousness of a small group influences the trajectory of the wider species. The goal of this collective resonance is to counter fear-based military agendas by demonstrating a species-wide readiness for peaceful contact. Authentic contact requires humanity to move past its legacy of animalistic fear. It suggests that the true frontier of exploration lies within the human mind, and that universal peace will come from our collective consciousness rather than a manipulated military narrative.